How was your weekend?
It's all right, you know. It's nothing earth-shattering.
He was an ordinary guy.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Looking for an extraordinary love.
I'm Peter Love.
Rachel.
I brought this girl up to my place the other night.
Hello! In this video, I want to analyze my favorite Nicolas Cage movie. I also believe it happens to be his craziest movie, which really tells you that it's quite crazy, because we are talking about Nicolas Cage after all. The movie is called Vampire's Kiss, and to quote one famous movie critic, this movie is the only modern film that managed to bring back German expressionism of the silent era back to the screen. And Cage, of course, is the one bringing it back to the screen. A direct inspiration for this movie is the original Nosferatu, Count Orlok, the vampire. As the title of this movie says, Vampire's Kiss, this is a vampire movie, but it is much more than just a normal vampire movie. The movie starts with Nicolas Cage, a wealthy, narcissistic businessman living an empty life. He meets this really good-looking girl, Rachel, and they go and have a one-night stand. And she bites him on the neck. After that, he begins to believe that now he is turning into a vampire because Rachel is a vampire. The movie never really answers the question, is this all in Nicolas Cage's mind or not? But what is more important than that is, what does the movie really represent? I would argue this movie is much deeper than what most people know it for. Most people know it as that crazy movie in which Nicolas Cage just screams, "I'm a vampire, I'm a vampire." Although that is also an interesting part of the movie, given the fact that it was filmed in Manhattan, and that the reactions of the people that saw Nicolas Cage were real reactions, because people were unaware of the fact that there was a movie being filmed in Manhattan during the day. Back at the time, Manhattan was a much crazier place and actually a very dangerous place. But I actually decided to dwell into the history of this movie, because this movie is also historically important. The author of the movie, the screenwriter, Joseph Minion, is famous for writing the Anxiety trilogy. His trilogy about anxiety of living in the modern world, in cities, consists of Martin Scorsese's famous movie After Hours, of this movie, Vampire's Kiss, and of the movie Trafficking. So yeah, that's the Anxiety trilogy, and I would say this one is the best and the craziest. There are so many lenses through which you can see this movie. There's the Marxist analysis, so Nicolas Cage is an evil capitalist boss exploiting his secretary, Elva. Then there is the, let's say, sexual lens through which you can see the movie. So some interpretations say that being a vampire is a metaphor for being in a bad relationship that sucks energy out of you. And that in the same way in which Rachel is the vampire towards Nicolas Cage, he is a vampire towards his secretary Elva that he ends up raping. And the screenwriter himself admits that he based the relationship between Rachel and Cage on his relationship with his ex-girlfriend, and also on he also put this relationship into the relationship between Cage and Alva, Cage's secretary. Also, what's interesting, vampires were historically seen by the medieval peasantry as the higher caste. It was usually the noblemen that were seen as vampires. So you could say that the vampire myth, from its very beginning, had this class dimension in it. And this movie exploits it really well. Also, this movie is also historically important because it was the first major film that really popularized Nicolas Cage and made him who he truly is. For example, he insisted to eat the real cockroach in this movie. He even threatened that he will resign if they don't let him do it. So this movie really transforms Cage into the person we all know him to be. After he ate that cockroach, he really realized that he wants to spend his life doing movies, and that there's nothing he would rather do than embody this craziness and bring it to the screen.
Shouldn't the copy be in that file?
Yes, I suppose it should.
It should, right?
Yes.
Right? Yep.
All in all, I really recommend you to see this movie. Go check it out, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.